Hey, it's Lance of 20 Saturday Night. Today we're going over the pilot and Starship Combat. This is the second to last one of the series. You can check out the rest of them here.
Yeah.
With a thing, you know, like a drop-down thing.
Remember, watch out for Engineer, because that's the last one. Also, how to build a starship.
Yeah, they're going to be great. So I get started from last. Going into the pilot here for that, you can only have one pilot per ship, but it can be occupied by anybody. But it can only be occupied if somebody dies or if the pilot role is otherwise vacant. Say the pilot's doing a really poor job, and so your vessel pushes them down and say, I can decide from flying ships in the Veskirium for decades, or
they just have one of those ships, the consoles that Starfleet uses, and they just have dynamite in them.
Oh yeah, the dynamite keyboard from Starfleet, of course. The pilot's, all of its pilot's actions and the real meat of it can be found on page 324 of the Starfinder core rulebook. And Evan, do you just want to go into the first little bit of it?
Yeah, so start off, it's real simple. There's fly, which is you fly the ship. I don't know how much more detail you can really go into that.
Yeah, speed is determined on the ship itself, depending on the size of it, the tier you're going for, if it's a tiny racer or if it's a huge A-Tech Immortal. You'll know the speed of your ship on your stat block. So now we've gone over fly, it's pretty basic. What about maneuvers?
So with maneuvers, what you do is a DC 15 plus 2 times 2. And with that, it allows you to move your ship in turn with reduced 1 for your turn radius.
Yeah, and so for maneuvers, it's basically your first step in showing how good of a pilot you are. Turns typically cost a number of moves based on the size of the ship. This can be like you're trying to Tokyo drift, but remember, for Tokyo drifting a ship, you do have to compensate for the delta V, because there's no right angle in space.
Yeah, I know what delta V is. I can count.
There.
The next thing that they can do is called it's your stunts. It's your fancy maneuvers. It's the thing where your pilot says, I got a trick or two that I can do. You can find those on page 319 of the Starfinder core rulebook. There's certain things you can do, like there's the flip and burn, there's the barrel roll. Those are just a couple of them.
And of course, there's also listing lazily to the left.
That goes without saying.
Stunts, they are also a push action, so if you really do need to have an extra edge in combat.
So the next thing that the pilot can do is basically you just put your pedal to the metal, you go 1.5 times your ship's normal movement speed, but at a detriment of you add 2 to your movement radius when you are doing that. It's kind of like when you're driving on the freeway really fast and you're going like 80 or whatever miles like you are to do. You're turning, it's going to take a lot longer for you to turn, it's going to be harder for you to turn. Yeah, which is represented by that +2 to your movement radius, or your turn radius.
Yeah, this could be role-played as sort of, you know how Anakin Skywalker was just really good at flying a spaceship just because he had the Force or just wanted it extra hard. It could be role-played as that, or in Mad Max, how she, was spitting gasoline into the supercharger. Unless you're an android, I'm not quite sure how you're gonna put that in there. Also, I don't think there's a supercharger small enough for your ship to be able to spit gas into, unless you're driving a racer. But this is also a push action, as well as the next and final thing, Audacious Gambit. That's the guy from X-Men.
So for Audacious Gambit, this is the hardest thing for you to pull off, and it's represented by the fact that you have to have 12 ranks in your piloting skill, and the DC for this is 15 plus 2 times double your ship's tier. When you pull this off, you make turns at a -2 radius that you normally would for when you're moving. You can move through other ships' grids as without getting attack of opportunity, and at the end of it you can position your ship in any direction you want to do it, but if you don't pass it, you move normally. You don't get that reduction in your turn radius, and you do get attacks of opportunity, and you can't position your ship wherever you want, but you still do lose that resolve point you have to burn for it.
And this is sort of like the capstone ability of a pilot. You have to have double the ranks in piloting to do this thing you would for Stunts. That about covers all the actions and whatnot you would be able to take in it. So for the rest of this video, we're just going to be talking about how would you use a pilot outside of just the rules of Starship Combat. A little bit about that. Yeah, I would really just consider things such as how rare is a pilot in your Starfinder game, since it is a huge, mega space mortgage to own a starship. Are they rare? Are they seen as, minor celebrities, or like Formula 1 drivers, or the Red Baron? Not the Pizza Man, the actual Red Baron. or are they, are they seen as dangerous outlaws, or how we fictionalize and romanticize cowboys today? How would you role play a pilot?
Well, with the pilot, there's a couple ways you can do it. There's the stereotypes are the devil-may-care, with the handsome guy with the scarf saying, "I can do this. I believe in myself, and I'm just that good and handsome." Or you get the grizzled old guy who's like, "I've been driving these space trucks for 45 years. I was caught in 2 marriages, 1 heart, and half a butt replacement," because I have to sit for trucks have to sit for 18 hours at a time. For a spaceship, you're in your ship forever, so it's months at a time you're sitting down. It's costing me 2 butts, but I'm the best damn pilot in the biz. They're all grizzled. Like you were saying, they would be a lot rarer because it's a rare job to even be a Starship pilot. It's kind of like how it's a rare job to be a ship captain, and to be the best of that, it's going to be even rarer.
Yeah, to stand out from the typical bramble of even a very difficult job. A few different characters you may want to take inspiration from when thinking about a pilot. Wash from Firefly or Serenity, Hal Jordan from Green Lantern, looking to Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop, or Carol Danvers from the Captain Marvel movie. She was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the Civil War II Captain Marvel. She was kind of lame and really weird and preachy. I mean, Carol Danvers, Warbird, Civil War I and beyond.
Or Happy. He's a pretty good pilot.
Anyway, thanks for watching 20 Sided Night. I hope that you're going to have a great time with your pilot, and bye for now.